Good evening. On behalf of the governing body of the City of Passaic, we welcome you to the June 17th, 2025 City Council meeting. In accordance with Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting was provided by a resolution of the Municipal Council adopted on June 18th, 2024, setting forth the schedule of meetings for the year 2024-2025. Said notice was published and posted on the City Hall Bulletin Board by the Office of the City Clerk. Please be further advised this meeting will be conducted in person. The Zoom stream provided is for viewing only and is offered to the public as a convenience. On May 21st, 2025, public notice and Zoom instructions for this meeting were published in the Herald News and posted on the City of Passaic website at www.cityofpassaic.com, Council Agendas. Instructions are also available on the last page of this agenda. Please be guided accordingly.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Present.
Councilwoman Mello,
Present.
Councilman Schwartz,
Present.
Councilman Garcia, and Council President Scheer.
Present. Should we all please rise?
Heavenly Father, we want to thank you, Lord, for allowing us to meet this evening, Father God. We ask you to please guide us in the decisions that will take place this evening, Lord, as we finalize this fiscal year, Heavenly Father. And we also thank you, Lord, for allowing our retiree, Lord, for giving us the opportunity for the years that he served. And we ask you to guide him and bless him and his family in his new endeavors. In your beloved name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For members of the council, please, in your packets on your desk, you will find addendum item number 4, presentation proclamation ceremony. Is there any objection to this item being added to the agenda? Seeing no lights, also addendum number 53, ordinance chapter 102, clothing bins. Is there any objection to including this for first reading? Seeing none. Let me also make note that Councilman Monk is in Jerusalem, unable to get to the States. Councilwoman Maritza Colon Montañez is in Puerto Rico, not wanting to come back to the States. And our business administrator is in Switzerland, and I don't think he's stuck. I think he's there voluntarily. But Mayor, perhaps you could clear that up for us.
Yes.
We're on the agenda. If you don't have a copy of the agenda and you would like a copy, you can either get one immediately outside council chambers, or you can access them on the internet at the Passaic's website. There you will find exactly what is on tonight's agenda, including background material that the council has received prior and will be deliberating this evening. Our first item of business is presentation ceremony. I believe, Mr. Mayor, we have 2 proclamations for this evening, not just one.
We have 3, and just a brief presentation that I would ask that you would indulge. If you would allow, Council President, members of the City Council, we have with us Ms. Juanina Garcia. As you remember, when you walked with us during the Memorial Day parade, that Mrs. Garcia was recognized and honored along with her 3 sons who serve in the U.S. Armed Services and her daughter-in-law. We had proclamations for all of them, but we also invited them to come here to the City Council, that we would officially recognize her and her family and thank them for this service. If you would indulge me a little bit more, I want to recognize them and just acknowledge Mrs. Garcia in a way that she would understand. Queremos tomarle esta oportunidad para reconocer a la señora Juanina Garcia y sus hijos que están sirviendo en los servicios armados por esta gran nación. Le queremos dar gracias a ella, a su familia, por su servicio, por su dedicación, por su compromiso a esta gran nación y reconocerlo colectivamente como un cuerpo de gobierno. So at this point, I would just ask Ms. Juanina Garcia if she could stand up. Is she with us, Mr. Cruz? She's not here, but you're here on her behalf, Mr. Cruz. I'm not sure if you would like to stand up and say a few words on her behalf.
Good evening, all. I would like to, thank everybody and appreciate your time here for letting me present myself and everything. I also like to, say happy belated Father's Day to everybody. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate everything you guys do for us in this beautiful city.
Thank you again, Mr. Cruz, to you, to your siblings, to your sister-in-law, to your mother, obviously to your entire family. It is a remarkable story, especially your mother's story, an inspiring one, to come to this country, to raise her children, to instill in them so much love and appreciation to this nation that each of you chose to serve in the armed forces. I believe you're in the Army.
Yes,
your
I'm in the
brother
Army.
is...
Yeah, I have another brother who's in the veteran right now. He served in the Army as well, active duty. And I have one in the reserves for the Marine Corps. Right now he's at California doing his annual training.
And your sister-in-law?
Yes, she's in the National Guard as well.
In the National Guard, again, to instill these values, these principles, you make all of the city of Passaic proud. We were honored to stand and provide certificates and proclamations on behalf of the city, and we thank you for joining with us here in the council chambers. I believe Virginia has their certificates for them. You have their certificates, Virginia? Thank you, just as we planned. Thank you, come on up. The certificate went to Juanita Garcia Lopez, Guillermo Cruz, Leisha Salazar, Geraldo Cruz, and Oscar Cruz on behalf of our entire city, on behalf of the city council and myself. Again, I'll reiterate, you make us all proud. We thank you for your service, for your family service. Otra vez, de parte de toda la ciudad, del Consejo Municipal, de mi administración, le queremos dar las gracias, expresar nuestro agradecimiento. Ustedes son una familia de orgullo para la ciudad de Passaic y estos valores, principios que Juanita inculcó en sus niños que hoy en día representan esta nación. Es una historia que inspira a todos nosotros. So moved by her story. And, I'll take this opportunity not to go into details, but my heart weighs heavy with the concern and the challenges that she faces, because oftentimes the rhetoric that we hear on the news and coming from certain leaders, or what we would wish would be leaders, that disparage immigrants who come here to this country to work so very hard. And your mother is such an amazing example of that, and having her son serve this nation as she is right now struggling to ensure that she can continue to champion each and every one of you. Know that you continue to be in our prayers and our screws, and we can hand you these certificates on behalf of our governing body. Council President, I'm going to deviate from the schedule just because we recently received news of a tragic loss in our city. I don't want to go from such a high point, but a member of our DPW staff who was with us for many years and recently had retired, he passed away, Mr. Tim White, and I would ask if we can acknowledge just a moment of silence. I know that the councilwoman would have, if we would have shared this information, as I see members of our city council with us and our DPW. Thank you. Thank you, Council President. I want to thank the members of the DPW that have gone to visit his mother and who have shown support on behalf of our entire city. Now, continuing with our proclamations, we have a couple of retirees. Oftentimes, when individuals get to that place in their career where they have served and they're going to move on, it's a time of celebration. I will admit that for many of us, it is bittersweet. We are excited for them, jealous of them, that they can get to that place in their career where they will have rest and relaxation, and they can look back at their many years and know that they have served with distinction and honor. They have truly blessed this city and made our city a remarkable and wonderful place to live for all. The first individual that I want to recognize as the superintendent of our public works. Despite all of the pleas, the phone calls, the argument, and some of the threats, he decided to retire anyway. I won't say who the threats came from because Assemblyman holds a state office and he can't have that on the record. But on behalf of all of us, obviously I'll read the proclamation, but Mark, you mean so very much to us. Your years of experience, your willingness to respond, no matter the phone call, no matter who it came from, your understanding of our entire city, your ability to relate personally, understanding that whether it's a senior who is concerned with a potential tree that may fall in front of their home, a storm that not yet was declared by the state as a state of emergency, yet you proactively we're out there ensuring that our inlets, our storm drains are covered, the barricades are protecting our residents and children from entering parks, and ensuring that every single employee is out there. Your professionalism when it came to our snowstorms and maintaining our parks and ensuring that our roads were appropriate to drive on, and your willingness to step up and support other departments, not just in DPW, but to say police, fire, what do you need? Whether it's a chemical fire that was covered nationally and DPW was there to ensure that there was support, that there was salt when the water was literally freezing as they were combating these fires, and you were immediate to say, send all the salt we have, firefighters need help. You're a true hero in our city, and I want to read this into the record. Whereas Mark Anthony Watkins Sr., Mark Anthony, we're going to have to hear him sing, was born on April 2nd, 1964 in Hackensack, New Jersey, and raised in the greatest city in the world, in the city of Passaic. That's not there, Madam Clerk, add that to the record. A proud graduate of Passaic High School's class of 1983, Mark began developing his trade skills early on while working alongside his father at the family business, McCarroll and Sons Construction. It was there that he became a skilled mason, laying the foundation for a long and successful career in public service. And whereas in 1988, Mark married his high school sweetheart, Daisy Watkins.
That's right.
Have the record show someone scream, that's right, if you didn't cover that. A longtime educator in the Passaic School District and the one responsible for keeping them in line. Together they raised, they raised 3 children, Shakaya, Mark Jr., and Ashley, building a life centered around family, hard work, and service. And whereas in 1989, Mark entered into Passaic City Hall in search of opportunity and was hired as a temporary employee under the city's seed grant program, his strong work ethic and dedication quickly stood out, and he was soon offered a permanent position as a truck driver within the Department of Public Works. From there, he continued to rise, taking on roles as maintenance repairer, senior maintenance repairer, and supervisor of public works. In 2017, he was appointed assistant superintendent and shortly after promoted by someone named Mayor to superintendent of public works. I say that because I forgot to put that in there. I promoted. Over the course of his 36-year-long career, Mark led by example, earning the respect of colleagues, staff, and leadership alike. As superintendent, he oversaw a team of more than 60 employees and played a key role in strengthening city services and maintaining the infrastructure that keeps Passaic running every day. Whereas after decades of service, 5 mayors, and countless projects, Mark will retire on July 1st, 2029. No, still? All right. 2025. He leaves behind a legacy of commitment, craftsmanship, and care for the city he always called home. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Hector C. Laura, Mayor of the City of Passaic, proudly promoted him, and now, sadly, sees him retire, but is overwhelmed with joy that you have made it to this level in your career where you could turn around and say, my job is done, and I will leave behind well-trained individuals. And as much as I love you guys, love my wife more, so I'm gonna spend time with her. Together with the Passaic City Council, do hereby honor and recognize Mark Anthony Watkins Sr. for his exceptional service, leadership, and dedication to the city of Passaic, and extend our deepest gratitude and best wishes as he enters his well-earned retirement. In fine print, Mark wrote, "You're gonna need to call somebody else at 3 o'clock in the morning." Mark Watkins, if you can please come up.
Thank you, everybody who came out. I really appreciate it, guys. You know, I'm gonna miss you guys. Really appreciate it. And I really, thanks. And one thing I really want to say here is I really appreciate Mayor for giving me this opportunity. I remember when you came to me and you said, "Mark, I'm gonna make you the superintendent of public works." Couple hours later, I came back to you and I said, "Mayor, I don't think I can handle this job. It's too much is over my head." I said, "I think I can't do it." You said, "Mark, you can do it. I know you can do it." And I said, "I don't know, Mayor." You said, "Mark, look, I don't know if you remember this, Mayor, but I remember clearly. You said, 'Mark, give me 2 to 3 months.'" I told my daughter, I was talking to my daughter about this not too long ago. I said, "Mark," you said, "Mark, give me 2 or 3 months. If you can't handle it, come back to me and I'll get somebody else to do the job. But I know you can do it." I shook your hand. It's been 8 years, Mayor, and I haven't looked back. But the main thing I want to say is, thank you, Mayor, because you believed in me when I didn't believe in myself at that time. Yes. And I really appreciate that. And I was telling my daughter that not too long ago. And I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Just point out that first time I asked you for 3 months, you said yes. I asked you for 3 years recently, you said no. You got 3 months. It's been a rough year. As you already heard, Mark is a superstar. But the city of Passaic has been blessed with superstars, remarkable individuals with the sharpest of minds and the biggest of hearts, focused on serving all of the community and ensuring that the decisions they make, that their platforms and their leadership genuinely bless this city. With that said, we have another superstar that is retiring, someone who I have personally had the privilege of running with as a running mate. When I served on the city council in 2011, I had to learn from, sit beside, and as mayor, I've had the privilege to see his insight, his deep thought, his genuine concern for all residents, children, seniors, families in every ward, his pragmatic approach, whether it goes to development, infrastructure, how we deal with the budget, and so much more. I believe this city is better off because he decided one day to run for office. There's rarely a meeting that you have ever been to that he hasn't been present. Reminds me of Cal Ripken Jr. Very dependable, but more so than that, for those of you who get the baseball reference. More so than that. Wasn't just showing up. He brought his heart to this. Ladies and gentlemen, our councilman, Daniel Schwartz, honorably served the residents of the city of Passaic for 28 years as a dedicated member of the city council, demonstrating exceptional leadership, integrity, and unwavering commitment to the public good. Whereas in addition to his service on the city council, Councilman Schwartz contributed 25 years as a member of the Passaic Planning Board, playing a vital role in guiding the responsible growth, development, and planning of the city of Passaic. And whereas Councilman Schwartz worked tirelessly to strengthen civic engagement, improve city services, and advocate for the policies that enhance the quality of life for all Passaic residents. And whereas he is a graduate of Yeshiva University holding a Bachelor's of Arts degree in computer science and consistently brought professional insight from his background in technology and finance to his role in public service. And whereas respected by colleagues and constituents alike, Councilman Schwartz is known for his thoughtful decision-making, steady leadership, and deep-rooted dedication to the betterment of his community. Whereas a recognition of his decades of exemplary services and outstanding civic contributions, most recently, Councilman Daniel Schwartz was fittingly honored as Grand Marshal of the 2025 Memorial Day Parade. And whereas upon his retirement from public office, the city of Passaic wishes to recognize his legacy of service, vision, and enduring impact on the lives of its residents. And whereas after the official count was done, it was found that during the primary for governor, Councilman Daniel Schwartz received the most write-in ballots in all of the state of New Jersey. Is this true, Madam Clerk? It's written in there, Council President. I'm just going to read it as it says. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Hector Carlos Laura, Mayor of the City of Passaic, along with our City Council and the people of Passaic, do hereby honor and commend Councilman Daniel Schwartz on the occasion of his retirement and extend our deepest gratitude for his 28 years of distinguished service on the City Council, 25 years on the Planning Board, and his lifelong dedication to the City of Passaic. And if I may, before we give him the applause, I recall as a councilman going to number 11 school for our summer concerts and seeing in the back of the crowd Councilman Schwartz with his wife attending our concerts at number 11 school, going to our different events around the city. And as I continued as a freeholder and even mayor, I would often walk up to him and say, Councilman, why don't you go up to get announced? And he would always respond, that's not necessary. He genuinely just wanted to enjoy it along with everyone in the community. I think that that's the reason why you're such an effective councilman, because this is not just a position or a title. You genuinely care about this city. You care about the community. When you fight on behalf of families, it's because you see your family in every family. When we're talking about recreation, job opportunities, education, when we're looking to be fair and provide diverse opportunities for everyone, you look at it through the lenses of a father, husband, an individual who wants to see the very best for everyone, just as you would for your own family. So you've earned the respect of not only the colleagues that you have had on this dais, but of our entire city. It has been an honor genuinely to serve with you. Ladies and gentlemen, our Councilman, Daniel Schwartz.
Thank you for those very warm words. Yes, tonight is the culmination of 28 years of serving the city. It has been a big honor and a privilege to do that. And as the mayor said, it is bittersweet because I likewise will really miss working together with the mayor and with my colleagues on the council. I think the city of Passaic is very fortunate to have such dedicated people, and it's not just the mayor, it's all the staff of the city as well as my colleagues. And their dedication really shows. We're all on the same page in terms of good governance. I've been through many administrations, and it hasn't always been that way. But because we're all see things, we're all here to make the city a better place, you'll find that almost always we vote on things unanimously, and that really is a testament to the mutual respect that we have for each other. I'm really going to miss working together with all of you. I'd also like to thank Gary Sher in particular of being a mentor and a role model for me over these decades and showing what the life of community services as well as all of the elected people here. I'd like to also thank my wife, who has put up with me with my crazy schedule for the past 30 years. I did. I did assure her when I first ran for city council that it would be a one-term deal. She reminds me periodically, but I lost that election, so it doesn't count. That commitment never happened. But I've only been able to do this because she's really been by my side and has supported and encouraged me and enabled me to serve the city. And I also think we can look forward to my replacement on the city council, Councilman-elect Daniel Mayer. And I wish him a lot of luck and success, and that he should be able to also serve the city successfully for a long period of time. Thank you very much for this. This really was more than was necessary.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Council President, I want to acknowledge that our department heads and our staff all came to congratulate and show their support for Mark Watkins and our Councilman Daniel Schwartz. Thank you very much.
Mayor, I'd also like to point out the presence of Councilman-elect Daniel Schwartz. Daniel Schwartz, Mayor. And at this time, we'll accept comments of the council. Councilman Love, please.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to try to hold myself both emotionally and being wordy, but these two individuals are truly worthy of it. First, Mark, I need to say, you are one of the greatest politicians in the city of Passaic. And why do I say that? Because Mark found a way to fix things, even if he didn't fix it. He made you feel good after you hung up. But in all honesty, your demeanor, your approach to situations where citizens was ringing our phones off the hook and driving us crazy, you were very calm all the time and you solved it. As a testimony, those that you led are here to support you. And I know the tough tasks you faced at home because I used to work for your wife too. I was labeled the principal, but I used to work for her. So, but I do wish you well. I mean, it's just an honor and a privilege that you even can say retirement. Many people don't get that opportunity to officially step down. God takes them home prior to that. So I want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor and make sure you do some fun things other than fix up the house that she already has the list. To Daniel Schwartz, my running mate, since I've been on a councilman, I knew something was off or strange when I asked you, are you ready for this? And, the last election, and you looked at me like with three heads like, buddy, I don't think so. So I knew something, but when you finally made the announcement, I felt the same way I do here. What a loss. You're not a man who talks a lot, but when you do, it's so impactful, so knowledgeable, and it brings some of the thoughts that some of us may have swirling in our head together. So I don't know if that gift came from the 30 years of marriage or whatever, or you came in with it, but young lady, you're blessed. You're blessed with a great young man, and I wish you well. I don't think that you're going to get away. I will be calling for that advice that you always gave, and it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'm going to conclude there because I can go all night about these two gentlemen. God bless you guys on retirement.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Miller, please.
Thank you, Council President. Mr. Watkins, well, what can I say? Someone that every time you see him always has a smile, very humble demeanor, very welcoming, very approaching. And you can see it just by what your workers say. You are the best boss. And that is a keen trait of a leader. Although you didn't have faith in you, but the mayor saw that there was something in there. And it shows. Your employees said it. You are the best boss, the leader, not a boss, the leader, because I'm sure you empower them day in and day out so they can do the best and perform at their best. And that only comes when you have a leader that believes in you and pushes you. So thank you for those 36 years, because you were a kid when you started. So thank you for those years to the city, the dedication. You will be missed, but you know what? Enjoy the retirement, because as Dr. Love said, you're still young, you have a wife, your children, you've already paid your dues, so enjoy retirement. And thank you again. Mr. Schwartz, thank you for your years of service. As Dr. Love mentioned, you spoke very little, but when you did, you were assertive, a lot of wealth, your knowledge, we all learned from it. The years that I've been sitting here, I've learned a lot from you. Appreciate that. Could kind of relate. Sound like you, very quiet. But when we're passionate about certain topics, we speak up, and we're very assertive. We will miss you, because 28 years, we can see what you've done, the contributions to the city. But enjoy the time with your wife, because you promised her one term, and it's been long overdue.
More.
It's been long overdue. You have a family, enjoy your family, and thank you, and you will be missed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Garcia, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Daniel, it's been a pleasure to work alongside you for 24 years out of your 28. I can witness that every decision you make in this council is for the benefit of this community as a whole.
That's right.
So the only thing I can tell you right now is, from the deep of my heart, enjoy your retirement, enjoy your family. God bless you, and a lot of health. Need a lot of health. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mark. Oh, I'm mad at Mark. He didn't tell me he was retiring, and I don't know who to bother now. Don't tell that to the mayor. Well, Mark is a person that can, smiling, get the work done. And that's a good way to be a human being all the time, treat your people the right way, and you get the answers that you got. That everybody likes you in that department, because nobody, I never heard anybody saying anything bad about you. Never. So God bless you, enjoy your family, and enjoy your vacation. We're going to miss you, but that's your decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I understand that we have Councilwoman Maritza Colon Montañez on the wire.
Yes.
Maritza, can you hear us?
She's on mute.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I came back all the way from Puerto Rico so I can congratulate these two young men, both great men. Mark, thank you so much for everything you have done, the leadership you have shown. My son speaks about you all the time. He loves you, and I say thank you for guiding him and the knowledge that you gave him. Daniel Schwartz, I don't know what to say about you. You are a great man. You have so much knowledge. There was times when we did not agree on the council and on the planning board, but you came out and you explained yourself and you made me see the light, and we were both on the same team and we're able to get the job done. Both of you, please enjoy your retirement. You both deserve it. Well deserved. Two great men. Thank you for all your services.
Thank you, Councilwoman. On behalf of the council, Mayor, the family, the Anania family were here with us earlier.
I'm sorry?
You're still here.
I'm sorry, the family,
Yes, with the family that the Cruz and.
the Cruz
Garcia,
family.
yes.
I just wanted to join with my colleagues on the council and the mayor and his office as well in acknowledging again the tremendous work that you do, the sacrifices which you have prepared to make on behalf of this country. And we cannot thank you and your brothers and sisters enough.
Thank you, appreciate it.
To Mr. Watkins, I have been involved in the city for 30 years. I have seen a DPW which was dysfunctional, an administration which was frankly dysfunctional also. I have never witnessed before someone so capable and so able to lift everyone up, to make them feel that they are a part of a solution and a better solution than would be had otherwise. It's a remarkable change for me. But it's more than a statement of his leadership qualities, but his humanity, his ability to relate to people on their level as well as his own. Mark is a remarkable young man. I don't know him as much as I would like to, but I do know what he has brought to my city, and that is a reinvigoration of spirit, of positivism. The streets are clean. That's not an easy statement to make. The snow is plowed. That's not an easy statement to make, because you're not just moving a snowplow, you're moving people's energies and thought processes and dedication and commitment. Mark, you are indeed a very, very special person. And I admire you for retiring and having years of retirement in front of you, God willing, to 120. To Councilman Schwartz, we have worked so very closely together for 28 years, which is remarkable. My wife and I celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary on Sunday, but I think that our relationship and that of others is perhaps even more remarkable than that. And she's only threatened to kick me out of the house a few times, so it's been all right. I also wanted to admit publicly, in case people didn't know, that Councilman Schwartz's comments were the longest sentence that he ever stated in these chambers.
Yes.
But as you've all gathered, his words, although economical, were poignant, directed, exact, focused, concentrated. All for the best, all for everyone else's benefit. It takes a certain something to serve on local government level. It is not what it's cracked up to be. They don't tell you that in the books before. They don't tell you that it's interrelationships that count, that it's working and closing like nothing else can be. Because you control so much that you can change people's lives. That can't be taken lightly. And of all the people I've known, Daniel is one who takes it least lightly of all. He has respect for each and every person as a person. He has an understanding of all of us how I don't know, but admits that very stoic facial expression, perhaps, is a mind that is constantly going. And for that reason, I'm not too depressed, because the councilman has accepted the mayor's invitation to serve as the mayor's delegate to the planning board, for which we are very grateful, and which also means that you're not leaving, so why are we having this session? In all seriousness, in each of their own ways, the Cruz family, the Watkins family, and the Schwartz family, each one of you is so very different and yet common in your belief in the future, in the desirability and the pleasure of a better Passaic for all of us. Whoever we are, wherever we're from, we all live here right now. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. At this time, with the council's permission, I'd like to call for a brief break. I know that there are refreshments, and I'd like to thank on behalf of myself and the mayor and the city council to acknowledge and to thank the clerk's office for putting them out. I believe there's a small table with a tablecloth in front of it for the Schwartz family and for others. We'll take a 10-minute recess, and we thank you so much. At this time, we're up to Roman numeral 6 on our agenda, minutes of February 20, 2025. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented by the clerk? Seeing none at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept the minutes of February 20?
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
And second roll call, please, on the minutes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Mayor, we skipped over you, and let's come back to you for an update. Would you like, sir?
Well, we have our Tuesday event this weekend. Another police postponing the weather. We have good crowd once again. We have fireworks. This is the only thing Councilwoman Mello who took the lead on it. The program and organization of the staff. Need me to repeat all of that, Renee? We had, I was fast possible. We had our Juneteenth event again this year. As many know, we were the very first city to make it a day off in the city, in the state, and recognize it. We were very proud. The state followed. Then the federal government, we don't know if they did it because of us, but we were very proud to have been the very first. We had fireworks this weekend. The NAACP had postponed theirs because of the weather. Obviously, because of the challenges of trying to reschedule fireworks and all of the logistics involved, we decided to go forward. I wanted to share that the majority of the work that we have been doing regarding ADA compliant and sidewalk repairs have been completed on Passaic Avenue, as well as throughout our downtown. We'll have a list for the city next week. And unfortunately, some additional bad news. The city clerk reminded me, and I just want to pull it up, that we had a longtime employee that also passed away. With the council's direction, if you would support me, I'm going to ask that we have the city flags lowered tomorrow to acknowledge, obviously, Mr. Tim White, as well as Lois Mann, who retired as a tax assessor from the tax assessor's office. She recently passed away. I spoke to her son, Lord David, earlier today and expressed condolences. I went to school with Lord, so I was able to call him. He's down in I believe it's Tennessee. He said he was down, it might have been Tallahassee. Was it Florida? Because when I spoke to him, he told me, okay, so he was in Florida. And it was, obviously we spoke most about his mother's passing, but I expressed condolences on behalf of the city council and our entire city. And in acknowledgement of both of them, we will have the flags lowered. I'm going to leave the reports to the end because we've had so much going on. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're up to Roman numeral 7 on our agenda, hearing of citizens. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-1 et sec, the council opens every public meeting for comments of the public. However, in accordance with NJSA 10:4-12, nothing in this act shall be construed to limit the discretion of a public body to permit, prohibit, or regulate the active participation at any meeting. Therefore, please be advised that the council will not entertain any comments from persons who communicate obscene material, make statements which are considered bias, intimidation, in which a person intends to intimidate any individual or group because of race, color, religion, gender, handicap, sexual orientation, or ethnicity, or makes comments intending to harass or speak any offensive language. The person who makes these statements will relinquish their allotted 5 minutes for public discussion. Is there anyone who would like to address the council at this time?
There's a young woman right there.
Yes, please. If you can come to the podium.
Good evening.
Could you bring the microphone a little bit closer? Thank you.
Good evening. This is my first time doing this. I'm not used to it. I'm a new resident in the city of Passaic. I have been here for 4 months. I came from Patterson.
Your name is, please, ma'am?
Wendy
Your last name, please?
Noyola.
We do. Thank you.
And I went to the engineering department. I have a special needs child. He's on the spectrum, level 3. He's nonverbal, and also he has a lot of health issues. I wanted to see if there was any way that I could get a sign that says autistic child in the area. Because when my son's bus stops in front of my house, even though they have the stop sign, they still go around it and speed around it. There is no cautious regarding it that. There's a few buses that stop on my street and no one stops at all. So me as a mother, feel frustrated, okay, even though I'm taking care of him, it takes half a second to just look away and something can happen. And the parking, I understand there's nothing much the state can do. I do have the handicap and I am on the waiting list. But it's also frustrating. There is a mechanic shop on the corner of Hope and Sherman. And they park limousines, RVs, and all the cars that they're fixing, they leave it out on the streets, which take a lot of parking. So there is times when my son has lack of oxygen and I have to run to the hospital. And I have to run 2 blocks down to get my car to drive my son to Hackensack. So it's even frustrating for me. And when you try to park because it's empty, they'll tell you you have to move because they're leaving a car that's parked there. So it's like with the parking and people not respecting the school bus and the stop signs, and when kids are crossing, it's obviously, it caught my attention. I know in Patterson, I did have a sign on the street where I used to live at, but that went through the engineering department as well. But here they said there is no code for that, that I would have to come to the city council meeting to try to get that sign, or at least the code, and see how I can go about that.
Jonathan, to the best of your knowledge, the city ordinance which provides for handicap parking and the purchase of a handicap space, is that something which extends to family or only, especially family where the person affected is a minor?
I don't know.
Council President, goes to the family. So the designation for handicap, just to experience, comes from the state. Obviously, you get it through motor vehicle, which is a state agency. Once you apply for handicap, when it comes to parking or designated decal on your vehicle, you apply to our engineering department. The exact ordinance and the rules that cover that state that no more than 4% of parking available on a single block can be made available for handicap, meaning some blocks will already have a handicap designation for a vehicle, and it's limited how many we can put there. What we can do is review your application to see if there's enough room through our engineering department to add an additional one. Another direction that some have gone, even though they don't get it directly on their block, you might get it on the very next block or around the corner in proximity to your home if there's not a handicap already there.
If you can come to the office here, to the engineering department, as the mayor said, and have them investigate it quickly.
I have, and all they're saying is that they can't do anything that is out of their hands. And I even tried explaining my son having surgery in August. So it's even more complicated on me having to carry my son blocks away after his surgery. And he's special needs. I can't leave him alone in the house for me to go look for parking.
Council President, if you mind, can we find out, are they saying they can't do anything because there's already an existing handicap sign on there? Or because you haven't gotten the designation of your child as handicapped?
I have my handicap, through the DMV and everything. They just said that, there's enough on my street already.
There's already signs, so that's a challenge. What we can do is review, there are times where someone moves away and they don't inform us. We can verify that the existing handicap signs are still in use. If they're not, the city council passed an ordinance that if you do not actively use it, it must be removed and the next person on the list would receive it. And then if I may, Council President, in terms of the mechanic shop, we did present an ordinance. We have our attorneys working to make it more rigid, that mechanics cannot leave their cars on the road when they're working on them. We've taken measure to address this in specific areas. We've targeted certain areas that are extremely densely populated by using parking permits overnight that limits the mechanics from leaving their cars overnight, but we also have our attorneys working on ordinance that directly address this and tell mechanics they cannot receive cars unless they can keep them on their property overnight. They cannot simply leave them in the street and work on them. So if you leave the address with our chief of the police department, Luis Guzman, he will go to that area and ensure that if cars are being left there and unmoved, we can end up having them towed.
Okay.
Mr. President.
Please. Ma'am, what I'd like to ask is, of course, if you could follow the mayor's instructions exactly to the point, as he always is. Come back to us at our next meeting and let us know what happened. Obviously, these are difficult things that you're encountering. We should be doing everything that we can to be supportive of you as you're being supportive of your child.
Okay.
So please, if you don't get the satisfaction that you need, come back.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Not at all, ma'am. Anyone else like to address the council?
Seeing one, I would like to counsel the public.
There's a
portion.
motion to close public hearing. Is there a second? Motion and second. Thank you, Councilman Garcia. Roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Under communications, please, items 1 through 10. Are there any questions, please, on 1 through 10? Seeing no lights, is there a motion, please, to accept items 1
So
through
moved.
10? Motion?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please, on 1 through 10.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. All matters listed here under considered routine in nature. Items 13 through 22. Are there any questions, please, on 19 through 22?
We have to do
No, we
11
have to
and
do
12.
11 and 12 second.
I'll do that in a moment,
Okay.
but thank you for the reminder. Seeing none, is there a move? There's a
Second.
move and there's a second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. On items 11 and 12, are there any questions, please? Seeing none, is there a motion, please, to accept 11 and 12? Motion
Second.
and second. Roll call, please, on 11 and 12.
Councilman Love,
Abstention.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Abstain.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. We're up to resolutions. Number 23 is a resolution authorizing closed executive session. Jonathan, do we need closed executive? Mr. Mayor, sir? Members of the council? Very good. If we could then go on to 24 through 47. 24 through 47.
Council President, respectfully, can we get a separate on 46 and 47?
46 and 47, separate vote. Are there any other concerns or questions, please? Seeing none, items 24 through 45. Is there a motion, please, to accept?
So moved.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Second.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. On 46 and 47, are there any questions, please? Seeing none at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept 46 and 47 as a separate vote?
Move.
And second, roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Abstention.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Abstain.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. We're up to ordinances for introduction and first reading. Number 48, proposed ordinance amending city code of the city of Passaic, chapter 295, vehicles and traffic, article 16, bus stops, section 38, locations to relocate bus stop on Broadway. Is there a motion, please, to accept for set down for second and final reading at our meeting of July 1?
Move it.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please, on 48.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes. Number 49, please. Proposed ordinance amending city code of the city of Passaic, chapter 295, vehicles and traffic, Part 10, residential parking permits. Article 21, residential parking permit requirements. Is there a motion, please, to accept for set down for second and final reading in our meeting of July 1?
Move it.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. On number 50, please. Proposed ordinance amending the designation of restricted parking for disabled persons by New Jersey license plate number. Is there a motion, please, to accept for set down for second and final reading in our meeting of July 1st?
So move.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Number 51, please. Just a note, you will note, please, in all due respect to my colleagues, that it is proposed by me as council president, accepted hesitantly by the administration. It is my proposal. 51, a proposed ordinance amending chapter 49, the salary of the mayor of the city of Passaic, proposed by council president. Is there a motion to accept for set down at our next and final meeting of July 1?
So move it.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Number 52, please. Proposed ordinance amending chapter 99, carnivals, bazaars, and fairs of the city of Passaic Code to revise fire inspection fees and propane generator device fees. Is there a motion, please, to accept for second and final reading at our meeting of July 1st?
Move it. Second.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Next, 53, please. An ordinance amending chapter 102, clothing bins. Is there a motion, please, to accept for second and final reading at our meeting of July 1st?
Move it.
Motion.
Second.
And second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Roman numeral 11 on our agenda, ladies and gentlemen, payment of bills. Are there any questions on the bills as presented by the clerk? Seeing no lights at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept the bills as presented by the clerk?
Move it.
Move it.
And second. Roll call. I'm sorry.
She was moving the motion.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Mayor's report.
These don't need CVs for people who need clothing. Individuals come with the very best of intentions. These clothing bins throughout their city, people come with the very best of intentions to donate them. However, what has begun as a beautiful act of charity has turned into a bit of a nuisance where people are dumping clothing, furniture, mattresses around these bins. What this ordinance will do is require those who set up these bins, and we already have processes in place where you're supposed to get a license, go through our city clerk's office. If you do not maintain that reasonably within 48 hours of a donation or something left there, you can lose the license and the city can require you to remove them. We've seen occasions, whether it's in front of the Salvation Army on Van Howen Avenue. Many of you have received complaints there. In different bins, we've also seen an increase, Council President, of individuals putting up bins with no licenses, and we don't know who's in charge of them. We've seen people leave furniture, clothing, in certain occasions, old pills, prescription pills. They just take whatever family member has, unfortunately, maybe they passed on or moved out, and they just dump them at these bins. So it's intended for us to regulate that and address the concerns of the residents of Passaic in order to maintain the quality of life in our city. So that was it. Just wanted to give you an update on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may.
Councilman Love.
Yeah, Mayor, so you mentioned ordinance for the individuals who should maintain the bill.
Yes.
How about individuals who are just dumping just anything?
So we have spoken to our police officers, our code officials. No one should dump anything in our city. However, unless we codify our approach to ensure that the process is regulated for donations, it's hard for us to enforce it because people have an expectation, if I leave this here, they'll sort it and they'll check it. So we want to make sure that we have something on the books that states this only receives clothing. The license is clear on what it receives, that they have to have proper identification as to who's putting out the bin. And that way we can let people know you cannot leave any item out there. And if you do, you may be subject to a fine because this would be the same as you dumping furniture anywhere in the city.
Comments from members of the council? May I respectfully remind members of the council and all those here, the next meeting of the City Council of the City of Passaic will be on July 1, 2025 at 12 noon here in Council Chambers. We invite everyone to attend this wonderful occasion. Is there a motion to adjourn, please?
Council President?
Council President, the business administrator seems to want to share something.
Yeah, I know, Council President. Yeah, you must have forgotten I was on. I just wanted to thank Councilman Schwartz and Mark Watkins for all their years of service. I've been lucky enough to work with them for over 26 years, and it was definitely an honor and a blessing to be working with them. That's all I wanted to say before the adjournment happened.
Mr. Fernandez, you'll forgive me, please, for not asking you for your kind words. If there's no one else, is there a motion, please, to adjourn?
Move it.
Motion.
Second.
Second, roll call to adjourn.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Short,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation.